Mineral music, everybody. Mineral music.
Okay, what do we got? Mineral music. See, these are my chords are like weird.
I like them. They're diminished.
Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Brotherly Love Pod. The pod to pod.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday.
You, whatever you're doing this weekend, we hope it's something fun. If it's not, if it's work, then that's kind of cool too.
Hey, I work
and we're
on
just
the
happy that you're
weekends.
joining us. Like and subscribe on our YouTube and check out our merch. Link is in the bio. What else? What else we got going on today?
Well,
it's always fun when we have
today-
in-studio guests.
I
Let me
know.
just say that. And we are joined in studio today, which is always our favorite, by a good friend of ours, Caroline Allen, the mineral geek, who, by the way, and I say that because that's how she refers to herself.
Hey, I'm a reptile geek. I
yeah,
get it.
Yeah, I'm a car geek. So anyway, no, but she is a proponent and a master of minerals. And minerals are a supplement that are vital to our literal existence. Anyway, we're going to talk about all that today and much, much more. So,
Which is so cool.
We're
I'm
so
really
happy to have
excited
you,
about
everybody.
this. Yeah, thanks for being
Caroline
here.
Allen, Mineral Geek in studio,
Welcome
everybody.
to the pod.
Welcome to the pod.
I'm pretty excited about it because
Andy,
it
how are
has
you
to
feeling
do,
about it?
with health and minerals and this kind of stuff is really important. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the human body is made up about 4 to 5% of minerals, which would be for the average person about 150 pounds would be 6 to 7 pounds of your body.
6 to 7. Is this
is
accurate
made
information?
up by minerals.
If you actually take all the water out of your body, you're going to be a little pile of minerals
Wow.
Really?
There you
with
go.
a few amino acids mixed in.
Okay.
Amino acids.
There you go.
Also very.
Could we
very
package
important.
this up? It sounds like a little sports package.
What?
Amino acids and minerals,
Well,
right?
Could be.
Well, there's this great company called Beam. We love to talk about things we really believe in.
You're very
And then-
passionate about
Well,
this.
I am.
You have
Joe's
been.
super.
Joe's been into this for a while. This has been something he's been very.
Well,
I think it
have.
happens when
aware
a
of.
man reaches that
Certain age.
Yeah, 40. Yeah. No, you know what it is, honestly, is I've always been into health and fitness. But believe it or not, my wife was super into alternative stuff because she had horrible stomach issues and she had to find ways to cure it, right? And she started to make her own kombucha. Anyway, and then found Fulvic minerals and strongly believes in them. And she got me kind of into that. And man, it really helped with acid reflux, a whole bunch of stuff, balancing everything out. And then we found your amazing company, and that is the creme de la creme. And then we were lucky enough to obviously work with you and then have you on the show, which is amazing. So
I kind of thought you were just being polite, like having over to your house and then let me talk about minerals. The
Yeah.
mineral geek.
yeah, no,
Talk about minerals.
We love
Like,
it.
How good is
Hey,
that?
I'm
It
a
is-
reptile geek. I love when people specialize in
Yeah.
things like that. It's my favorite thing.
All I'll say is this. There are, and we've said this so many times, there are great things. There are a lot of bad things about social media, a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
But there are a couple great things. And I think one of the great things is that we get to pick and choose and go to the sources of these amazing alternatives to big pharma and all these things that getting back to our roots.
Yeah.
Like if you believe in that theory that everything God gave us here on this planet we can use, and he gave us these things and they're super effective against some of these chronic plagues and viruses that attack all of us, and they have been for years. And getting back to the roots of things is how you get your body in that homeostasis place, and that's where you could fight off a lot of these things that our bodies, these toxins our bodies are constantly shifting
even just
and maneuvering through every single day.
something as simple as like sleep and the fact that isn't magnesium vital
Magnesium.
for
Oh
sleep?
my gosh.
And the
yeah,
water we
not
drink.
just magnesium though. That's
Oh,
what we got to
interesting.
actually dig
Oh,
into because
debunk
a lot of
that,
people
huh?
are using single magnesium for sleep.
Hmm.
But here's the thing about minerals, they actually don't work alone. They need to work together in balanced ways. So what happens if you put magnesium in your gut every day, like a single pill of, 500 milligrams of magnesium, your body in your gut says, this is too much. This is a
Right.
concentration. I've got to find other minerals, the balancing minerals, which are phosphorus and calcium. So when you do that on a daily basis because you can't sleep, it comes from your bones and your teeth.
Oh my goodness.
So
my goodness.
I actually work with trainers of elite athletes who came to me and they're like, what am I going to do? My aging athletes have osteopenia and osteoporosis because they
my
used huge amounts of potassium and magnesium over long periods of time, and their body balanced it by taking calcium and phosphorus from their bones. So the cool thing is Mother Nature actually created an amazing tool
Isn't that right?
for getting all the minerals into our body, and it's called Fulvic.
Fulvic, which
And
is what
also
I said.
humic. There are two things, yes,
Fulvic
which
and
is what you
humic.
said.
And it's so cool, man. It comes in this, I mean, not to be, but it's all about the delivery system sometimes. It comes in this great bottle. It comes with a little shot glass, okay? 1 ounce. You put the shot,
Yeah, the shot
1
glass
ounce in
is
there.
sweet.
I put in
I
4
really-
ounces
I
of
did
water.
actually really appreciate
You drink
that.
it
That was
over
great.
10 to 15 minutes. It's literally tasteless. I mean, literally. You could, sometimes I don't know if it's the right thing to do. I'll squeeze like just a little lime in the water,
sure,
just a little
that's
lime
fine.
water, and 4 to 8 ounces. You dump it in there. I drink it over 10 to 15 minutes. I do it in the morning. I do it when I eat my breakfast. It's like literally the greatest thing in the whole world. And it restores your body of all those things, right?
Yes, exactly. Like your body needs maybe 17 to 22 minerals, but try taking all pills and powders and drinks that are going to get all those minerals into you every day. Forget about it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen unless you use humic and fulvic.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I really experienced that, and I had trouble with that, and I stopped taking any sort of vitamins for a while because honestly, they were making me ill.
Exactly.
Same.
They literally were. My everything was
But
off. I was
let's
like,
talk about
something's
that.
wrong.
See, this is a cool thing. If you think about your body, okay, your body has 37 to 150 trillion cells, and they all are working together right now to make you able to talk and think and move and do all these
crazy.
things
So
like
wild.
miraculously.
Yeah, it is.
And inside these cells are these mitochondria. But it's not like one cell, one mitochondria. If you got one cell, you got like in a single neuron in your brain, 2 million mitochondria. And what fuels them is all these minerals, right?
Wow.
So this is like the foundation of everything in your body, but you can't just take one mineral and put it into an ecosystem.
Right.
You see, that's what your body is.
Totally.
It's actually an
Isn't that incredible?
ecosystem.
Yeah.
Your
Incredible.
gut.
It's all working together. It's a whole
more
thing.
like a forest.
Yeah.
It's more like a
That's
forest.
wild.
So if you take a wheelbarrow
So
of
cool.
minerals like a magnesium or potassium,
Oh,
you throw it on the
jeez.
floor of a forest,
What happens? Nothing.
the plants die in the
Yeah.
area because
That's
they're
right.
like, this is a concentration. I don't know. This
Wow.
doesn't work. Our
Unbelievable.
body is an ecosystem.
Wow.
So we need to use
I got a question
ecosystem
for
You know what I
tools.
love about
Okay.
that? It actually, because there's this theory this theory that I love that everything is, you know, when you see like a fern leaf, the Pythagorean theorem,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is broken down, that it
Exactly.
mimics itself on a smaller level.
Exactly. As
Yeah.
above, so below.
Dude, the fact that we are an ecosystem, the planet's an ecosystem,
It's-
the solar
it's
system, is an ecosystem,
the
the universe
universe.
is an ecosystem. It's all mirroring itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, right
Yeah.
down to on a cellular level,
Level.
and who knows how far it actually goes. 'cause
Or how big it goes.
I got
We
a
don't
question
know.
because-
You're speaking my language.
We don't
Because-
know.
love it. It's
because
so
because you
cool.
hear
Yeah.
about all these things, right? So, for instance, you try to find a doctor. My particular doctor is a little east-west guy. You know, he's not always about, which is great. That's why I like him. But he assigns, like, he does all these tests when you get your blood test yearly.
Dr. Daya.
Dr. Diet.
Yeah,
he
Joe got me on.
He
him.
does. He does all these things. But like, for instance, so he has me on
It's a good thing there's an
like a
there.
a
So otherwise it would just
peptide BPC 157.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But my
Dr.
question
Diet.
is, so I take a few of these things. I take like Methyl Guard. I take a couple of these little things. Not a lot, but a few. I take a zinc, zinc supplement, vitamin C supplement. They're all really pure stuff.
Yeah.
Is it? And the only other thing that I take every day is Nutrifoil, which is a vitamin for hair. You know that
It's got
Nutrifoil?
Yeah, yeah, I
biotin,
do.
Yeah,
zinc.
it's got biotin.
It's a
But
mixture.
my question is,
Probably doesn't work
all
that
these
well.
things together, is it bad? Like, should I just take the fulvic minerals?
Here's how, again, let's go back to the body as an ecosystem.
Right.
Okay. And we've got lots of scientists and people who, started out looking at the body and saying, okay, we've got this problem. Let's solve this problem. This particular substance has this action
Right.
or affects this. So let's add this. And now
Every
they're
action has a reaction.
And then we end up in a world of biohacking. Again, I'm not against biohacking, but at a certain point, biohacking, which is, taking all these different things that are going to have all these effects, you end up playing whack-a-mole. It's like you push this thing down over here, another thing
Yes.
pops up over
Yes,
here,
yes.
because these are not ecosystem methods.
Right.
So if you think about your body as an ecosystem, and let's say you want to juice your ecosystem with this peptide, okay, that's great. But remember, peptides, which are have to get along with, which are amino acids, they're chains of amino acids, and minerals, they have to get inside your cells. So this is where Fulvic comes in.
Okay.
Fulvic is an intercellular delivery system. It carries, it's a very, very small molecule. It's much smaller than a cell. And it carries nutrients, minerals, peptides, amino acids into the cell. And then it does this amazing thing that allows it to drop those in the cell as a delivery system.
That's amazing.
So
That's
so
fascinating.
literally.
It really
So
is.
like, cause you know, again, we heard all these things, and again, another issue that I've been plagued with in my life. Everybody has one, but I always had like acid reflux, right? So and I was on. It's so funny because everybody makes a joke like I overshare. So I'm like, hey, how are you?
Yeah,
Oh, it's good to see you. Thanks a lot. You know, I used to be on Dexalent, 60 milligram.
It
Now I'm
doesn't
just
matter who it
taking
is. It could be
Prilosec.
anybody.
It's a
The
joke.
waiter. It could be a flight
Yeah,
attendant. He's like,
everybody
hey, oh
makes
God,
fun
I
of
got this
My
heartburn.
wife makes
Oh,
fun of me.
you
Everybody
take
makes fun of me.
Prilosec. I took
But-
Prilosec. I was like, Joe,
But
they
when
don't.
stress and anxiety of life kicks up, the acid reflux, I have a bum little thing around the esophagus and
Obsessed.
stuff. No, I'm
He's
not.
gonna pull out his medical records in
You'll
a
like,
second.
we'll be out somewhere
Yeah.
and someone will be like, oh, I used to be a nurse. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, forget it. They'll
Yes,
have
wait,
them in
I
a
got
corner.
I got this little thing right here going on. Let me pull up my medical
my
records. Hold on.
question
This
is-
does this look normal to you?
I got complete.
Check out these
but
blood results.
Yeah,
the
sure.
acid reflux that's interesting. I know a lot of people deal with this. Is the kind that's not, you don't feel it. So I used to feel it when I was
Right.
younger, and it's migrated into the ones I don't feel it, but it's there. I know because I'm a singer, and when my cords swell and I can't sing, it's either post-nasal drip and the cords swell, or it's a little acid reflux that creates a mucus because it shoots mucus there, and then they swell. Look, we're getting into the weeds because this is like really important stuff.
Yo,
right?
you're getting into the weeds about your health.
Yeah, I know. We're getting into the weeds
The
about more stuff,
delivery
but this is
system
my-
Well,
of the
the last
minerals
time-
into your cell.
Let me tell you something. We spend hours in the show talking about lizards and things that you love.
So now we're going to
And
talk about
we
your
spend hours
esophagus.
about guitars.
Well, actually, that's
and now we're going to watch.
that's a
and
good
now because
transition.
of this expert and the
Because-
amazing work that she does, I get to talk a little bit about my
Well,
stuff.
my fellow guitar player over here might want to talk about music and
I
guitars.
want to talk about that, but can we just
fellow
finish
guitar
this,
player.
please?
No way.
Yes.
We got another guitar
Caroline
player at
plays
the table?
guitar. Yeah, she was a musician traveling and everything, but we'll get into that.
Oh my god.
We'll get into that
Not
right after my
uncultured. No.
after my esophagus.
Okay,
So
okay,
my
okay,
question
okay.
is, when it flares up, you go back on the Prilosec. You take it at night versus the morning.
Yep.
It weirds me out. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
taking stuff, but I'm back on it for a few weeks now because, like, just it's okay. Because
Vegas does that to people.
it will. Well, it will. And we were, believe it or not, we were just in Vegas because obviously we're working on something special
Back
there.
to people.
No, we were
Just
working
trying
on
to
something
get
special there. But I just it does make me nervous because I weird myself out. Like, you don't want esophageal cancer, you don't want this, you don't want that. But like, to your point, my question is overall, if you're taking your minerals, which I have been now, and they're incredible, what stuff can you shed away? Like, what does it replace? That's
Yeah,
my question.
Yeah. So it
Good
does not replace vitamins.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect. So you can take
you
a
would
Nutrifoil,
take your, you
which
would
is a
take,
which is a
exactly,
multivitamin.
You would
Okay.
take your vitamin C,
Okay.
you take your vitamin D,
Zinc
right?
and all that stuff. Okay.
Not zinc.
Not zinc.
So that's the one that you don't need because zinc is a mineral. Okay, and zinc has these relationships with other minerals. So
Zinc out.
taking zinc
I'm taking
alone
notes.
is not really useful
Caroline,
to you.
I'm taking notes
Okay.
right now.
And in
Okay.
fact, during the pandemic, lots of people took a lot of zinc
right.
because it increased immunity. And now I've had lots of practitioners who are dealing with people with high zinc. Too
wow.
and zinc is a heavy metal. In case
Right.
you didn't know.
Okay.
When it's in excess,
Huh.
it is not good for you.
Okay.
So,
my goodness.
so zinc, the Beam Minerals has plenty of zinc.
Okay.
right.
And it has it in an extremely bioavailable format.
Got it.
It will be
Got it.
delivered into the cell where it
Got it.
needs to be, you
Got
see. So the zinc that you take as a pill, the amount that actually ends up even in your bloodstream is so small.
All right, so
Mm.
forget it. So zinc's
It's
out.
not
I just
really-
texted myself that. on
Well,
my
Joe,
own
by
text
the
chain
way,
that I have to
I
myself.
know you're taking notes, but you could just watch this pod episode. 'Cause we are recording.
Bro,
it.
I never watch them. Ever. No, I'm
Apparently.
kidding. No.
Well, here's the interesting
But thank
thing.
God all of
Gives
you
him
do out
reflux.
there.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Here's the interesting thing that you just touched on. I want to bring this
I
up.
love Joe though. I'm taking notes on this. I don't want
I
to
am
forget
taking
this
notes.
stuff. Like,
Vitamins are organic.
Yeah.
They come from something
Thank
that
you.
grows on the planet.
Yeah. We have an expert here,
Minerals
so I'm not really listening
are
to you. but-
inorganic and come from the earth itself.
Unbelievable.
That's the difference.
Wow.
So when you're dealing with minerals, you put them on one category and vitamins on the other category.
Did I ever tell you how much I don't really like you? Okay.
It's kind of interesting about minerals.
Carolyn,
So
please go on.
This is one of the thing is minerals are two things, right?
Mm.
One of the things is they are the substrate for everything in the universe. Look around this room.
Yeah.
Everything
For sure.
everything in the universe is made of minerals at the foundational level, like the structure.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And then they are also the fuel for energy generation in all cellular life everywhere on
Wow.
the planet.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So,
So
no
that's
zinc.
how fundamental they are. So, you're doing your peptides. That's above minerals. Minerals are the
So the
foundation.
peptide's okay?
Yeah.
But that's
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
you're seeing the
Now-
What
minerals
about
are
vitamin C?
Yeah.
That's a
It's
vitamin,
vitamin.
Joe.
Again,
So
all
the-
these are built
Hey,
with the
I'm sorry.
foundation.
This
look,
is
is
here's
the
the deal.
mineral.
You know what I don't like?
Here's
You know
Joe's
what I don't
market
like?
list. Would you
You
just
know
go
what I-
over Joe's market list and see if this looks good?
You know
I mean,
what?
what is this guy?
You know what?
You know?
After the show, we already talked about it. Thanks a lot. No, here's the deal. You know what I don't like is when somehow non-experts chime in on a
Right.
panel with an expert and go, absolutely, and that's why I'm sorry, are you guys experts?
Hold
No.
on. I'm
Are
not
you
a-
the guests?
I'm not an expert.
Sometimes I wish you were guests.
I'm
What?
not. I'm definitely not an expert. But I gotta say that I have become.
But I got to say, in an expert
No,
way.
No, not in an expert way at all.
With my
In a-
hands.
in a very hobby form of way.
Mm.
I
have no
became
idea what that
very
means.
interested in minerals because back when we were kids, I used to put the salt out for the salt lick for the deer.
Yes.
And then I watched all these PBS documentaries and I saw how important these minerals were on the riverbanks, that it would draw animals in for hundreds of miles. Like they literally can't survive without these certain minerals. So I'm a big nature person. And once that got in me, I was like, wow, there's something to this. But I never found anything like this, where like Beam, where it was, I was always taking things and feeling ill.
Right. Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
totally different than
the
that.
delivery
makes sense.
system that you've created with Beam that's the
That's
key.
it.
That's
That's
it. It
it.
is so easy. It's so insanely easy.
I know.
You literally unscrew this little bottle, and I love the shot glass because there are so many things out there where you're like 1 teaspoon, and you're like trying to. I've tried them
Exactly.
before.
I
You're
know.
trying to do this. You're like, did I get one? Is that enough? I have friends that just like go, "What? That'll be good." I'm like, well, how do you know? What do you mean? It looks like a teaspoon. You're just dumping it in there. How do you know?
Right.
You know, how do you know if it's too much or not enough or whatever? This is like literally the shot glass thing, guys. The 1 ounce and the 4 ounce of water is genius.
It's not even just
Genius.
that though. It's the relief spray. It's all. I mean,
Wait a minute. There are other things.
Yes.
Yes, which I use. By
Well,
the way.
The
and
electrolytes.
the spray is pretty cool because it's also fulvic. So remember, this fulvic molecule is so small, it's smaller than a cell.
Wow.
So you spray it on your face. I was talking to your producer about, you spray it in your eyes. It will get into your eyes because in a single cell in your eye, you've got
my
like
goodness.
40,000 mitochondria. You can spray it. Like if you have, you're on your screen all the day,
What
working
about
on the
itchy eyes
computer.
and stuff? Does it work?
Itchy eyes, dry eyes, incredibly.
Really?
Like if you have allergies.
Yes.
The
Oh my
sinus
God.
one, the sinus,
Yeah,
the sinus
like
spray.
the itchy
Yeah.
eyes.
Oh.
Well, we have a sinus spray, but the Instalites for when you get those, you feel like you've got gravel in the eyes from allergies. Incredibly
That's
helpful.
amazing.
So wait, so just that one,
The electrolytes,
that,
the
that
Insta-
yellow one. Okay.
No,
not
the
the
blue.
yellow one. The blue one. The yellow one is called Happy Lights.
Okay.
So the yellow one has bergamot in it. It's essential oil. For most people, when you smell bergamot,
Yeah.
it releases endorphin. It triggers
What's the
the
one you
release
spray
of
on
endorphins
cramps?
in your body.
And like
100%. I
muscle
just
aches and-
heard this
That's
about
Instalight.
rosemary too. That is wild.
But the one that you use for muscle aches, that's the one you're talking about.
That's the blue one. Yep, it's the
Insta-
same.
Yeah.
So it literally, it's
But it comes in a clear bottle, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I've been using.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the cool thing is you can use it for. I mean, women use it for menstrual cramps. They use it for
Oh my
leg
gosh,
cramps.
we need more.
Use it for tension
I
headaches.
use it. We need more.
You
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's the
that's
best.
amazing. So you can spray it on your face, in your eyes.
I didn't know that.
And
That's
it works
cool.
for allergies.
it's on a cellular
You can
level enters.
breathe
your
it in,
system.
right? You
That's
just
so
Breathe
cool.
it in.
I've had a
Breathe it
horrible. I've been trying it and I've only been doing this the last 3 or 4 days. So I've been spraying it on my hip because
Yeah.
it's the muscles in there, the piriformis or whatever that
Oh,
is in
yeah.
there is
Mhm.
all screwed up. So just from working out, so I've
Oh,
been
boy.
and it's been helping. It's literally been helping.
yeah.
I've only been doing it for like 4 days.
This is something I wanted to talk about, water specifically, because I feel like it's an epidemic. I feel like people are drinking dead water that is basically
Well, they
useless
are.
and dehydrates
They
you,
will.
and it's not. I'm so into water. I'm so conscious of it.
Well, it's the
So most-
essential. Yeah.
Yeah, so most people are what I call they're irrigating
Mm.
rather than
Right.
hydrating. So they
That
have
is a
their
great
gallon,
expression.
isn't it? They take their
Great.
gallon thing of water and
Wow.
they're drinking it. Then they're using salt-based electrolytes. Okay,
Right.
they're putting it in their water to flavor it and stuff. So you know what's happening? Their body says this is way too much salt. I need to get rid of it. Now it makes you urinate
Huh.
more. So now they're getting more dehydrated and it's flushing minerals from their system. So
Right.
they're also ending up deficient. And this is why, I mean, I work with so many athletes, they come to me, they're like dehydrated, they're feeling deficient all the time because they're hitting their system super hard.
Yeah.
And then they're also cramping.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's the deal? I take so many electrolytes. I'm like, yeah, salt-based electrolytes.
oh,
Take
my
them
goodness.
away. just use B minerals,
Wow.
and they never go back. They never go back.
But
This is
salt
awesome.
in itself is not a bad thing,
No.
right?
No.
And
But
no,
here's
it's
the
just
thing.
right. But yeah, to your
It's the
point.
quantity. So
Right.
they say, okay, so scientists say, the top amount of salt you should get is maybe 2,300 milligrams a day. Many of these salt-based electrolytes have 1,000 milligrams.
Just in that.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
now the
goodness.
thing is, when you eat food and you've got salt in your food, it's mixed in with all sorts of other things, right? So it doesn't hit your system. And
Right.
that gut, remember your gut microbiome with a big, huge bolus of salt, your digestive tract is a freshwater system,
Right.
not saltwater system. So
my goodness.
your bloodstream is a saltwater system,
Right.
but your gut is a freshwater system. Have you ever been like at the beach, and you get like tossed and you end up with water and you end up feeling queasy
Yeah, you
because
do.
it's too much salt.
Interesting.
Wow.
And then your body
But
starts
I don't-
urinating.
That's also why
But
you go
don't- but don't
crazy
you-
when you
but
drink
don't you-
on a survival situation.
You
You drink
can't
salt
drink,
water
yeah.
out of the
But
ocean, you
don't-
lose your mind.
But how do you feel about kombucha?
Oh my gosh.
Like probiotics?
I think they're great.
Okay.
But, again, your body
Everything
is
in
an
moderation,
ecosystem.
right?
So, yeah, exactly. So if you're drinking,
Like one of
8
those.
cups of
Right.
kombucha a day,
gonna mess
you
you
might
up.
see how you're feeling. I don't know that it's going to mess you up.
Right.
I'm just saying you might see how you feel. I say get in connection with your ecosystem
yeah.
instead of asking, you shouldn't be asking me what you should take.
Right.
You should actually start asking your body, ask
like
yourself.
that.
Like,
Wow.
Hey, that's great
actually,
advice out there.
You know,
Oh my
what
gosh,
I
that's
really want to
amazing
know,
advice.
We
tell
set that
people
up
is you
before
can
we went to
trust
air. No, we
yourself.
didn't.
Actually, if you really do begin to start having a relationship with your body, you can trust it.
Okay.
It will tell you,
Wow.
don't take this
Totally.
thing,
You're
right?
right. You're right.
Right?
If you just listen, you really, it really does talk
Right.
to you.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. I love that. I mean, it makes me think of like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like in my mind right now, I'm going into the stomach and it's this incredible, like,
or like a
Called
magic
Inner
school,
Space.
magic
Jungle
school
with
bus.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah.
Remember when Dennis
Oh.
Quaid was shot into the
Oh.
body?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's
And
what
he
I'm
was able to
thinking
go
of.
into the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Right.
That's got to be redone
Yeah.
because now understanding all
Amazing
this
to-
thing.
It was a
would
great
be-
movie, but it'd be
it
great.
would be
Remember Meg
unbelievable.
Ryan, Dennis
That's
Quaid?
right.
That's actually where they met. And
Really?
They had a very,
Funny
very-
little Hollywood factoid.
Oh,
Really?
yeah, they met
In-
on that film.
Really?
'Cause she was, yeah.
Interesting.
Was that like this? Which film?
Inner
The-
Space.
Oh, I don't think I
Right?
saw that.
Right. Yep.
Damn.
Inner Space.
Sorry.
It's great. Oh, it's a
Oh,
great
you
movie.
would- you would
Oh, I'm
like
gonna
it.
You would
love it.
love it.
You would
So
like it.
essentially,
This
what
is what
happens
I
is-
did. I
Yeah.
went inside.
What
I
happens
just kept
is-
going. I'm like,
Yeah.
really?
Scientists
cool.
get shot with the delivery system into the body,
Yeah.
and he
this
gets
is so
trapped in there.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, it is a
It's
very
really cool.
interesting movie. It really, I mean, now
It was
could
well,
be
yeah.
done.
It would, yeah.
Oh, it'd be amazing now.
Like, why all these movies are you doing? Like, that's one that actually could
Yeah.
do it justice.
I'd rather see that movie than another Dune with Timothée Chalamet.
Oh,
personally.
Joe.
That was-
Joe,
That's
no,
so
no.
mean.
Yeah.
I think you guys should make that movie.
You know what?
That
We
would
should
be
make that
really
movie.
cool.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I know, and then
Joe,
we'll all
I
get
love
orange
this.
leather jumpsuits
We-
like Timothée Chalamet. I don't know why I'm
Joe,
on that.
what are you-
I just saw him at the Knicks game
I
a
don't
few
know.
weeks ago, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, does this guy have a friend? Does this guy have a friend where you go, what are you doing? What, you don't like the whole orange leather outfit? No.
He's got
Don't like
Riz,
that.
Joe. He's got Riz.
Riz, man. I mean, you're not Spike Lee, Timothy. You're not Spike
Yeah.
Lee. Jeez. Anyway.
Can we? What type of salt is actually what you should use?
Well,
Like is pink? Because I like Celtic sea salt. I heard was great, but now I hear it's poisonous for you.
There's
Well,
a
so,
kosher
yeah.
salt that's really great.
Oh
but
my
good.
God. Joe.
so now we have to talk about heavy metals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes,
because
this is
they're
a
in a
big
lot
one.
of the salt.
This is what's come up about heavy metals. So, first of all, it is true that some salts do have very high levels of heavy metals, and you should check your source. I mean, a pink Himalayan salt could be really good as long as you've checked it.
Right.
But people now are asking for what we call the certificate of analysis. It has a list of all the minerals, and it might show. And there's I won't even say who it is. There's an influencer out there who often talks about people's products. She talked about our product and said it has high levels of lead. Now, here's the problem with you have to understand heavy metals. And I understand there's a lot of fear about pollutants. People are out there, they're like, chicken with a head cut off,
Yeah.
fear.
For
But
sure.
let's talk about them. Heavy metals are a problem in your body when they are roaming free. Okay. So let's say you had mercury fillings. Now you got them
Right.
out and you end up with mercury in your body. Now you've got mercury floating around inside your body is a wet, watery system. Okay. And they do that and they cause this oxidative stress, free radicals. Okay.
Yeah.
These things that cause inflammation in the body. And they're cancerous over time. When you
Right.
have constant inflammation, it causes irritation. It creates an imbalance in your ecosystem.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
So the beautiful thing about humic and fulvic
Mm.
is that they do have heavy metals in them, but they never come free from the molecule. So if you read our certificate of analysis, you'll see that there are some heavy metals in there,
Right.
but these are all organic. But even better, these molecules, these heavy metals that are in our humic and fulvic, they act like magnets in your system. They go through your bloodstream and inside your cells. The fulvic goes inside and gathers heavy metals, and ultimately it carries them out of your system.
Wow.
Years ago, we had a
That's amazing.
like a real expert in heavy metal toxicity contact us because our products were the only things that were lowering the dial on mercury and lead poisoning in
Yeah,
her.
you're like detoxing almost
detoxing.
other heavy metals.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, and we got to bring up this point
That's
when it comes
interesting.
to
And there's fulvic minerals. What's
Always-
the other mineral?
It's called humic.
Humic.
And
But yours are all combined, right?
So we actually have two products. So we
Okay.
have this one product called Electrolyze.
Right,
It's
Electrolyze.
totally fulvic.
Totally fulvic.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we have Microboost. Microboost is humic.
That's the one.
That's
in
the
the
dark
ounce,
one.
The dark one.
That's the dark one.
And you use them both together?
You'd use them both together. Now, if you only wanted to take one, you would take Microboost because it does have some fulvic in there.
Gotcha.
I mean, fulvic has some cool properties that make the humic so you never have to shake the bottle. It never will precipitate out. So that's why we have fulvic in there with the humic.
Right, because you don't have to shake
You never have to
your-
shake the bottle. It'll
Right.
never like end up with stuff on the bottom. I mean, maybe a
Sediment or
little,
whatever.
No,
little
yeah, but
tiny
it's
bit.
amazing.
but
It's amazing.
most- yeah.
Cool.
Well, this is important. I just want to bring this up because as I go through social media and I, watch people as they make reels about things and, always do your own research because it's just human nature to use the catchy grab. That is what's going to grab you and bring you in. Oh my gosh, there's high metals. Well, there's organic high metals in the right quantities that deliver in the proper way. And that's the stuff that's always left out sometimes.
Yeah.
And in the opposite way, they could be saying it's good. And if you really do your research, you realize this is the wrong stuff that should. So please do your own research because when you do, it will lead you to a company like yours because
you.
they
Thank you.
have the obviously the right stuff in it and the right.
The basic thing is I'm taking these things every freaking day for the rest
Yeah.
of my life.
It's awesome.
They better be safe.
Yeah.
That's why I did my research. Like I
right.
really wanted to know and understand this,
Yeah.
not only for myself because I want it to be safe, but I also wanted to be able to truly go to you and go, yes,
Yeah, for
this
sure.
is safe.
For sure. I totally understand that. Yeah, that's great.
Joe, what are you doing? You look good. You're glowing.
I do? Thanks, man. I've been actually taking these Mito Pure gummies recently, and I got to tell you something. I really, really like them.
Gummies? What do you eat?
No, they're longevity gummies. They're the first of their kind. They help boost energy at the cellular level, all right? Endurance, strength, and all these things that start to fall off after you hit 30.
So what are you saying? You're trying to turn back the last decade?
I am turning back the clock, and they're clinically proven to increase muscle strength by 12% and endurance by 17%. All right, and that's not a trend, by the way. That's science.
Huh. And they're good.
They are good, and they're naturally sweetened, sugar-free, and vegan.
Wow. Okay. Where do I get them?
Where do you get them? You go to timeline.com/brotherly for 20% off. That's timeline.com/brotherly.
I guess getting older won't suck as much as I thought.
Light Up Here's got your back, buddy, at the cellular level. These are
What?
Yeah. It's your own.
So now let's write the song. No,
Do it.
Yeah. So you're a guitar player, huh?
That's so
I am.
How about that? I am
I
as well.
am.
I am
I
as
know.
How many
well.
years did you
love
play
your playing.
guitar?
What?
I mean,
How many years have you played guitar? Like,
probably a while, Joe.
Like, when did you start? When you were
Sixth
a kid?
grade.
Re-
Sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
I used to play my
Wow.
dad's Martin, huge Martin. My
Yeah.
first song I learned was "Lay Lady Lay."
Really?
Played it
Oh,
for
yeah.
for my mom.
Wow.
I'm like,
Wow.
she's like, who taught you that?
Hey, sweet baby.
Lay across
Lay,
the sweet,
lay,
like
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. What? Yeah, I love
So
guitars.
the sixth grade, you pick up the guitar, you start playing, and are you a natural at it? Like, were you able to just?
well,
Kinda.
I could play a few. I picked it up because I wanted to write songs. That was my whole thing.
Isn't it funny? That's why I picked up the piano. I literally had like 4 piano lessons. And then I was working with this great guy back then who has passed on now, but he was awesome. And he worked with guys like Frank Avalon and Fabian,
Oh,
all these
man.
guys in Philadelphia, Russ Faith, who was amazing. And
I remember Russ.
Yeah,
He had this crazy, almost cartoonish hairstyle. Do you remember that?
he did.
It was amazing.
Yeah, he
I mean,
drove
it was like.
Yeah, he drove a
huge.
a navy blue 1980 Buick Riviera coupe. It was dope with a velour top.
I remember he'd
Really
pull
neat
up
car.
down the driveway, and then guys would go to the piano.
But he worked with so many guys, and he
cool.
about
Let me get
after
him
the fourth lesson, I remember him telling my mom, he was like, you know what? I don't know if we can go the classical route and we can teach him everything, but Joey is he really loves to just write and create. He says, I think I'm just going to go with the chords and just kind of let him have fun. And again, I wish I was like classically trained, but I was able to figure out all these chords on my own and just write songs. And that worked out pretty good. So to your point, I just learned some basic chords, and now I play and I don't even know what chords I'm playing. But I make them up and I can figure it out, and I write stuff that way. So it's pretty cool. But
I actually think that's the best way to learn music. I
Yeah.
always tell people, they're like, I'm going to get music lessons for my kids. I'm like, why don't you just let them play? I mean, in my family, everybody played music. We get together, we play music. We sit around the dinner table, we sing. We would,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
like,
what we do.
yeah, right?
Yeah,
right?
That's what we do. Yeah.
And what you do is you learn how to listen.
yeah,
That's what you learn that you'll never learn in music school.
that's right. Right.
Interesting.
I love
Very
playing
true.
with people who grew up playing music
Yeah.
because they know how to jam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
they do.
Exactly. For
Right,
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
the
so
difference.
cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool. When we take our pod on the road, we're going to be playing a little music.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we are. So
That's right. We'll be
speaking of
adding
Vegas,
in musical
we're adding
numbers.
some musical components
crazy
to our
is that?
pod, and we do our live pod from.
Well, from what I've heard, I think it's gonna be a success.
Well,
I
you
think
should
guys are
come.
Awesome.
if you're in the Vegas area,
I know.
Yeah.
you can come by and check us out.
I will, of course.
Yeah.
I have to get a new guitar.
Oh,
I
gosh.
broke.
Okay, great. Why are you
Oh,
boring
yeah.
us with the details?
Oh,
Who
I'm so
cares? Nobody
sad.
cares.
Honestly, I've never. I
I
actually
gotta
was.
definitely get a new guitar.
Oh, Rain Man.
New guitar, definitely new.
It's
Did I
hard to
mention this
get a new
before?
guitar.
It is.
Sorry.
It's like, you know,
It's like new
it's like a
shoes. You're like,
new
these are gonna hurt.
wife.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I could say something right now,
Oh,
but I'm
don't,
not going.
no.
I'm not going.
Okay, maybe new lover.
Yeah.
That would be better. Better.
Yeah.
I was brought to my knee. I don't know if I talked about this on the pod, but it's affected me so much. I was literally brought to tears because my I have a Gibson L4. We slightly chatted about this before, but we cut our conversation short because we wanted to talk about it here.
Save it for the
But
pod.
we both need cutouts because we like to play up high. I need 24 frets, usually standard, right? So I play Gibson 24 frets with a cutout. I had an L4, which is a really nice acoustic guitar. I've had it for 30 years. It's been my main squeeze, and I was out. It was up on a stand, a newsstand. This little thing. Don't get a little stand. This thing, it was not stable. Tipped over. The head cracked from the neck. I just got it back, and it was repaired by this guy named Steve Neely, who is like a guitar wizard. But it'll never be the same.
It's never going to be the
I know.
same.
So now I need to get a new guitar. There's a hummingbird, a Gibson hummingbird that I want because I don't know if you know the Gibson hummingbirds. They're beautiful guitars. I've wanted one for like 25 years, no cutout. This year, they finally released.
I just got this pretty cool guitar, though. It's for traveling. I should have brought it.
What is it?
It's a Yamaha. They call it trans acoustic. So the crazy thing about it,
Oh, is it the
it has no. It uses the resonator of the guitar so you don't need a you don't need to plug it in,
You don't need an
and
amp.
it sounds amplified.
Really?
It's
Wow.
amazing.
Oh,
It's
where did you go? Andy was just.
you
getting my travel guitar.
Oh.
you gotta see it. Like
Wow.
I was looking for a small guitar I
Yeah.
could travel with. When I played this thing, it blew my mind.
Really?
Blew my mind. The sound, the tone.
Dude, we gotta get one.
I have to. There's a bunch of new weird guitars out that
Yeah.
I'm in the market for, like these crazy. I don't know, but
I'll
this
send you a
guitar-
link to
I
it.
want
Well,
a
this
chord
guitar is-
keyboard. If anybody's listening out there, I'd love one of
This
those beautiful
guitar has
chord keyboards.
been-
I love those. I know, I love them so much. I don't know if that brand
What
is
is the
out there
problem?
listening, but what?
It's hard to travel with a keyboard.
It is.
is.
It
It
is.
is. You can get one that you can little one that you can hook up to an app on your phone,
Yeah, no thanks.
and it's cool.
Yeah, I actually started playing piano as a
Did you?
kid. So I always say that I write piano songs on the guitar.
Hey, that's
right?
awesome. I love that.
Because there's just a way that the piano
There
does
is.
things.
There is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. Isn't that cool?
So cool.
Anyway,
Oh,
check it out.
The transacoustic will blow your mind, though.
We're gonna have to
Right?
get one. Yeah.
I know. That's all I got. I got this little tiny
I love anything
cavity.
like
Hey,
like,
you
like
know.
transatlantic, transacoustic.
I
It
need-
just
You
sounds
know,
like
baby, the
That's-
transatlantic accent.
right,
That
right.
was a good
We're looking
proof,
at you.
Yeah, we got to take a flight across the transatlantic.
Yeah.
You know they used to talk in the films. I always wonder why
That
they
was
did
the
that.
dialect they called it. They called it
You know, like in all those old movies, right? Listen to me, baby. We can't go that way.
Wasn't it fake?
What?
Wasn't it fake?
No, well,
The transatlantic accent doesn't exist.
oh, you're back
No,
to transatlantic. I was talking about the
a
accent.
get created for
Oh,
movies.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was created specifically for movies.
What, the transatlantic accent?
Yeah.
Well, yes, Cary Grant. You know,
Yeah,
that
they
thing
do
where he
that,
talk-
and then it became a
he
thing.
talked like this, and the only way Cary Grant came from.
It's so funny. As an actor, you will get an audition with a character description that says accent transatlantic, and you know
Yes.
exactly
Oh,
what they mean.
transatlantic.
Yeah, you know exactly what they mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
But
almost
it's so
like
funny-
old school radio.
It's
too.
so funny how in the movies, well, that's where it came from.
Yeah.
Original actors were coming from, you know, they were from radio. So they were putting on these shows on radio. In the movies, they were trying to recreate radio. So they would all talk like this, you know? That's right.
So
That's right.
interesting.
That's right, baby. But nobody talks like that actually in real life, you know? Hey there, baby. Anyway, do you want to play it? You don't have to play it.
You want a
anymore.
different guitar? I have another one.
Oh, here he goes.
You want
And
the
he's
one
gone.
That broke, that got fixed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
do.
we wanna
Everybody
see it.
does.
Definitely want to see
We
that.
want
man.
to.
The whole-
No, you don't
the
Does
whole
it
world
wrap?
wants
Does
to
it have
see
an
this
ace
thing.
bandage on it?
Yeah, it does.
I thought something had really gone wrong.
Oh, he's crying.
Andy doesn't get upset like that,
Yeah, he
and I'm
was
like,
crying.
"What is going on?" Yeah, the poor
I had
Gibson broke.
my favorite. I had Taylor's or my guitar. Put
Taylor's
it
are
on,
amazing.
Put it on the airplane. They totally broke.
Oh,
it.
no.
Totally broke it. Totally
Oh,
broke
my
it.
God.
And I got another Taylor that I loved. This Genevieve was her name.
Genevieve.
Was stolen. Stolen. Yes. Now I have
That's
George.
Then she just
George,
hired
I love
James
George.
Taylor,
Love George.
and he just plays.
Yeah.
She was tired of taking chances, so she just James
Yeah.
Taylor travels with her everywhere, and she's like, "Play something."
Play something.
To go back to the guitars, one more. I saw this interview with Chris Stapleton.
And he's gonna do a little music.
He
while you
has,
talk.
yes, he has literally, he collects guitars like, I mean, dude, he has a whole, row, probably 150 guitars. And they ask him, he's like, what's the one thing in all this memorabilia that you'd have to take with you?
Right.
And he walks to the back and he pulls out a case and pulls out, either was a Taylor or a Martin. And it was so worn down, dude. And he was like, this is what I wrote my first 3 albums on. This guitar right here is priceless to
Yeah.
me. It just goes to show you, with people who love guitars and play guitars,
Right.
you have that one guitar that is like,
I get it,
ooh,
man.
it's your baby.
It's
So-
so true.
Just split from the neck.
That is crazy.
This is
the one. This is
I can
Andy's
see.
baby.
Oh, I can see this.
Yeah.
Smart.
Supposedly wood glue is stronger than
Yeah,
than
it
wood.
is.
So
It is.
and he put a brace here and like put his full body weight on it, and it did not break. But he said, "Still, don't fly with it. Don't take it."
Yeah.
How does it
shows.
sound?
Oh, it's beautiful. Ooh, I just want to see it.
It's
What a
great.
beauty. Love it. Whoa, I'm gonna have to lean back.
Yeah, I
here.
know. It's not a little cramped.
I've gotta
That's
move
what I
it
did too. I
forward
do.
over.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Yeah.
See, I'm more of a rhythm guitar.
I know. Yeah. I unlike Joe, I had a guy that was very intense with my guitar training.
Mineral music, everybody. Mineral music.
Okay, what do we got? Mineral music. See, these are my chords are like weird.
I like him. They're diminished.
Beautiful. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Baby. I need that. Put that spray on my face because my allergies have taken out my whole voice.
I always say, do you like love songs or hot love songs?
It's moderately in tune.
It is
Moderately.
It is.
Moderately is a perfect word for that.
We need some
Yeah.
keyboards, man.
We do. I know. I'd love a chord if anybody's listening out
No,
there.
Joe,
Joe,
you want this-
stop.
you
You're
want
not getting a
this
free
computer
keyboard. No, I don't want it for free. Just anyway. All right. Well, I mean, free's not bad.
There. Take care of that one, folks.
Gosh, this
Wow.
guitar.
Well, I love
So-
interesting
just wanna-
conversations.
No,
like
this is
It's
incredible.
Fascinating.
And
man.
here's to bring it back to minerals.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Please.
You think about vibration in
Mhm.
the entire world. If you think about minerals, if you keep going down the rabbit hole, minerals are actually quantum particles, okay? They're actually wave because
Wow.
an actual mineral is a set of chemical molecules sitting together in a particular form and they have a particular vibration.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
So they're particle, and they're particle like a carbon particle, and they're
Right.
also wave. So at the bottom of everything, that's what's so amazing. If you think about everything is made of minerals, and everything's vibration. So
Mhm.
think about your body as an ecosystem.
Yeah, yeah.
So cool.
And what I say is one of the reasons that we're having so many problems in the world is because we don't have enough minerals in us.
Mm.
So we're actually in dissonance. You know, like dissonant when you're playing music,
Yes,
it's like
yes,
funky.
yes.
It's like out of harmony, right?
Mm.
We're out of harmony with our ecosystem of the earth.
100% we
And
are.
so what I always say is if I can just get minerals into more humans, we're going to start to have that resonance.
Right.
And when we have resonance in our ecosystem, then illness doesn't have a place to land and take
Totally.
hold.
Totally.
You see? So
Yeah.
at the foundation, like I literally say, if there's one thing I want people to do, one thing for your health, just put some humic and fulvic in your body,
Wow.
because that is Mother Nature's solution to supporting cellular life
100%.
on the planet.
Wow. I mean, if that isn't like,
If that does
Right?
not crystallize for everybody listening out there what you need to do, and here's what's crazy, is that, and we'll give you all the info you need in order, to find.
absolutely.
Obviously,
Yeah.
Beam. It's you can just Google it. It's right there. But we'll give you all the
Yeah.
links and everything like that too. But it's literally it's so simple, guys. I mean, truly, it is so easy to do.
Yeah.
You literally take this shot glass.
No, I know.
You pour them in there. You dump it in 4 ounces of water. You drink it over 10 minutes. It's it's literally, you can't be any. It's almost like it's so easy. It's ridiculous, right?
Well, and
And it's one of the most important things. that
it's the
you can do.
foundation.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, I spent all this time like in health food stores,
Mm.
in the aisles at health food
Yeah.
stores with all these people. They're
Oh.
picking up bottle after bottle, and they're going like, okay, what do I need? And I would ask them like, what are you getting? Like, how do you know like what you're getting? Oh, my mother told me I need calcium. My sister told me I need potassium. My doctor told me I need something, you know, like, but I don't really know what to get. And they have like a cart and they've got like 6 bottles in there.
That was me.
And where are they going to end up? In the supplement graveyard, right?
Absolutely.
It's that
Yes.
cupboard you got.
Mm.
Do you
Oh,
have
yeah.
them all, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cupboard or cupboards filled with
Mhm.
stuff that you just were like, I'm not doing this, because you didn't feel any difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So what a cool thing to take something that's so easy,
So
get
easy.
rid of all the pill bottles,
Amazing.
and then actually feel the difference.
Yeah.
That's what's the coolest thing.
It is for
I feel
sure.
so happy to have found a solution that's so easy and actually makes people feel better.
What,
Yeah. No, that's
what
huge.
led you? Just I know it's kind of an outline, but what led
Yeah.
you to this world? You know,
Yeah.
coming from a musical family, right? You're learning guitar, you're doing these things, you're writing songs and jingle, like, and then like what sort of put you in this mindset to go down this path, which clearly you were meant to do, and I really believe we all have our journey and our
Right.
path. But what led you down this path?
Yeah. Well, you know, I've had quite an interesting background. So,
Okay.
musician,
Okay.
carpenter, contractor, software development, project manager,
Wow.
huge corporate career.
Really?
So I've had lots of different
Cool.
chapters in my life, but I burned out of working in corporate,
Yeah.
doing just crazy, huge, you know, 30 or $30 million projects.
Yeah.
And I had flatlined adrenals. They'd been flatlined for like a year. I had really bad inflammation in my gut, even though we had gluten
Yeah, I'm going through
intolerance
that
for
right now.
years, right?
Yeah.
But even with no gluten, I still could never get over my gut problems. I had really bad inflammation in my mouth with like gingivitis and bone loss in my teeth and recession.
Sounds a
I
lot
had
like
really
me.
bad sinus infections that recurred every 4 to 6 weeks. I was trashed, okay? And my friend, who's now my business partner, gave me this little cup of liquid. Tasted like water, and I took it, and I was like, okay, well, that's easy. I'll do it. So I took it. 2 months in, I went to my dentist. I had to have my teeth cleaned. She looked in my mouth. She's like, wow, what changed? The tissues are pink and healthy. Like, your pH in your mouth changed. What changed? I was like, well, you know, I think it's these minerals I'm taking.
Oh,
I
my
changed
goodness.
nothing else, right?
Oh my goodness.
So then 4 months in, I went to my naturopath, did my adrenal test. My adrenals were 1/3 of the way up the chart. And over like 8 or 9 months, all of these health problems, all of those, plus not being able to sleep. I used to wake up like 4 and 5 times a night. I had insomnia all my life. Now I sleep totally through the night.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
You know, had problems with frequent urination and all sorts of different problems. All of them changed, and that's why at like about 8 months in, I went, wait a minute.
This is something
Yeah.
Like,
really special.
how did I've spent like $100,000 on my health over the years. Going
Oh,
to, I mean,
I've
right?
been through this. I just
Yeah.
went to like 5
Yeah.
different doctors. I had the same thing. All of a sudden, at like 43 years old, I became gluten intolerant. Everything was a mess. Sinuses, everything you tell me, my teeth. I've got to go get implants. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
I've been, I literally, I'm like,
You
you're
literally-
telling my story.
Well, I'm telling you, this is why I'm out here telling my
Yeah.
story, because this is everyone's.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
would not believe, even if you don't have a lot of money to,
Right.
you know,
Right.
do all the eat organic even.
Yeah,
No.
If
for
you
sure.
could just put humic and fulvic in your system, it will make you feel better.
Wow.
And you're saying if they could
Because
just
it's going
get one-
to give you that basic foundation.
The
Go on.
Eco Boost one is the one. Like if you're gonna just do one,
The micro
Boost
Micro
is the
Micro
Micro Boost.
Yeah. If you're only
That's the
gonna
engine
do
in
one-
Matt's truck.
Oh,
God.
We were just talking
Great.
about that. That's why you made the mistake. In the Ford F-150, it's called the Eco Boost.
God.
well,
My
we could
brain.
call Micro Boost is an Eco Boost for the
Yeah.
body.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
So the Micro Boost is the one that if you're just gonna get one, that's the one that you get because it has some.
Absolutely.
I need lots of it. Let me
Yeah.
tell you right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I am staying on this stuff because I really want to see the benefits.
I
can't-
really think you will.
Yeah, I
and you
can't
haven't been
wait.
doing it as long as.
No,
but
this is
give
brand
yourself.
new.
I
Did
know.
you start on?
So
Was,
exciting.
was that
Yeah.
first thing that you started to take? Was that more the Micro Boost version of it?
I actually took them both.
Okay.
I took them both. I took half an ounce. All I did was half an ounce a day of the two of them together.
Wow.
And this, I used to just take them as a shot. I didn't even put them in water. Now, now I do, because since
Yeah.
COVID, my system has some different sensitivities. If I drink it straight, I might get a rash after a few days because my body's detoxing.
Right.
Wow.
So what is? Now, I know
Wow.
it's 1 ounce of the Micro Boost. What
Yeah.
is the serving size of the other one?
So if you're going to take microboost and electrolytes together, you take half an ounce of each.
And
So it's
you-
1 ounce
Yeah.
total. You see, Joe?
So the reason that it's a total
is that
1 ounce.
is that what you think is the best?
I do.
You think it's the best to take?
And I'll tell you why.
Okay, tell me
Okay.
why. All right.
It's because your body
Because I've been taking
is
more just the Micro
depleted.
Boost. Okay, but
Your body is depleted, and you need more fulvic.
Okay.
Because fulvic is that delivery system for the
Right.
minerals into your cells. So both of them give you all the minerals you need. The humic is the full system detoxifier. It's the one, and it also actually does a cool thing.
Mm.
It makes your cells more permeable. So like if you're in a room, you've got like one door and one window. If you had 3 doors and 3 windows, more stuff can go in and out more efficiently. So the two together are this incredible technology, really,
Wow.
for supporting. So I
Half
do
an ounce of
think,
each.
especially because you're really athletic, and you're into high performance, definitely more
You can
fulvic.
tell that. Huh?
Yeah, of
You
course.
Just by, just,
Definitely more fulvic.
Just my physique,
well, you
or
told
what is
me.
the deal?
You just
Oh,
told me.
I just told you.
I had no
look at this
idea
guy.
by looking
Oh,
at you.
Joe, look at this guy. And then you said, I've always been an example. I try to be an example for these two dinks, and it's amazing. It's just amazing. You sit up here at almost 50, right? And you know,
always flexing.
No.
almost 49. But,
Always flexing.
I'm not flexing. That's
You're
just the way I look. You have to flex to look like that. Matt has to flex to look like that. I literally just sit here, But no, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's the thing we always say. That's because you shop at Baby Gap, Joe. That's his line.
Yeah.
Because I wear t-shirts that fit.
He does shrink leather jackets. I've
Oh,
never
yeah?
heard
I
of
got a
anybody.
great hack. You
There
buy a
you-
leather jacket.
I don't know how great it is,
You
but it's
should-
a hack.
It's a,
That's for sure.
you know how
How
many
do you
compliments
do
you get on
that?
my leather jackets? A lot, because they fit right. All right. Andy buys jackets in 2 sizes.
This is true.
Andy buys smalls, mediums, and sometimes larges
no,
in the same
never,
coat.
never larges, just smalls and mediums.
Yeah.
Sometimes I bloat.
No,
Maybe-
no. It's
Maybe
not.
I want to wear a sweatshirt
No,
underneath.
That's what you.
You're not going to bloat if you
open
use
up-
a mineral.
You
True.
open up
Hey.
Andy's closet.
I have a
you're
lot
like,
of gut issues, and they're helping. And I have
I'm telling-
ulcerative colitis and all these
I'm
problems.
telling you, the
I know,
minerals.
I know.
Oh my God,
know.
I'm excited for you.
Me too.
Anyway, instead of opening up a closet and you going, why do you have 6 coats and 12? You 12 coats, but 6 because they're all
They're all the
different sizes.
same, yeah.
He's like, this is what he tells me. I may want to double up. Maybe I want to wear a hoodie under this jacket. Maybe I want to wear that. I'm like,
You never
okay.
know.
He
For
thinks
2
ahead.
weeks, Andy was
Oh my
into
gosh,
these really
the shoes?
expensive shoes.
Oh God, what an idiot!
But he was
Oh
so,
my
so it
gosh.
was such a choice. That
They
he
were
had-
expensive.
but he ordered like 3 sizes in shoes, and you're like,
Yeah.
Well, this is
Matt,
the thing.
does this 10
or the 10.5. I'm like, Andy, it's your foot.
What fits your foot?
Here's the
I
deal,
can't
Joe.
tell you what
Crazy
fits your
it is.
foot.
They
It's
both
about
fit.
sock thickness.
It's about maybe my feet are bloated or
They
something.
both fit.
You know?
Yeah.
They both fit. He's walking along. He's going.
Airplanes
know, I
too.
know.
But like with pants,
True.
I know.
does this shoe look?
No,
a little
this is
too
the thing.
big?
This is the
Does
thing.
This shoe. I'm like,
Unfortunately, hold on. Let me explain this really quick.
for weeks.
When you shop
I
on-
know, dude.
When you
believe
shop
me.
online, you don't know how things are going to look. Sometimes shoes run big. Sometimes they show up. You look like you have clown
But
shoes
you
on.
had 'em both
I didn't
on.
know.
I want to know if minerals will help with foot bloat.
Might.
It
They might.
I bloat a lot, so this will be good.
So anyway, getting back to the leather jackets. So I bought a leather jacket.
Oh my god.
And sometimes, depending on the jacket, you're between a small and a medium. You know, like
Yeah.
the medium's too big, the small's too tight.
True.
However, if, believe it or not, you put a jacket, sometimes you can wash it. I wouldn't suggest that. I submerge it in warm water, get it completely drenched, then you wring it out. You throw it in the dryer for an hour.
And this is a leather
Full leather.
jacket.
It'll shrink 1/2 size. So you can do it
Whoa.
twice, 3 times, and it'll keep shrinking.
Oh,
So
really?
yes. So there was one jacket. It was a medium, but for some reason it was big. I wet and dried this thing 3 times. Fits perfect, like
Wow.
perfect.
Wow.
People think I had it altered. No,
Wow.
the
They used to
cheapest
do
hack.
that. They used to do that with
Ah.
urine back in the day. They used to-
Urine?
That's how they would tan hides.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right.
It's true.
Yeah.
And brain
That's
stuff.
where the name piss poor
Brains. I know
Brains,
piss
right?
poor
Yeah.
came from.
They
Yeah.
would take in brain matter.
Yeah.
from
Brain
the
matter.
animal to
I learned
tan
that on
it.
Alone, watching Alone.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, good show.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I loved Alone.
Yeah.
I watch all the
Andy
Survivors.
just likes
Me
being
too.
alone.
Yeah.
That's what Andy
Yeah.
likes.
I'm an
love
introvert.
alone.
Yeah.
Show? Oh no, just being alone. I thought
Well,
you guys were talking.
I
about
could just be
by
alone for
myself.
days
The
with
show.
reptiles. I'm sure you could be alone studying minerals for days
Well,
and not even think
Why
about
would
it.
you?
And
The
I'm
thing
a,
about Alone is, you know why everybody gives out? Because they're mineral deficient. Remember, if you watch that show, they're always like, "Oh, he got so much potassium and so much chromium from this, and oh, he had, he's getting this many electrolytes from."
gosh,
They're
right.
always talking about mineral
You're
deficiency, right?
You're right. That's 100. That's so
Yeah.
true.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So interesting.
That's all right. So half an ounce of each of them
That's it.
in the shot glass, but I can put it back in the shot glass, just a half an ounce and a half an ounce to make
You
up.
can. I mean, so what I'm going to say, some people are real sensitive. Their systems are real sensitive. You're going to want to put it in water.
Yeah.
Because
No, but
now
I,
it's
I always
slowly-
put it in water, but
Oh,
I put it in the
yeah,
shot glass
please.
first.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I pour that 1 ounce
exactly.
Into
into my
water.
4 to 8 ounces of water.
Got
and then
it.
you drink it over 10 to
I
15
mean, if you
minutes.
look at the shot glass, it actually
Has an ounce on there.
The reason you want the electrolytes. So
Okay,
the
tell me,
thing that's
tell
cool
me.
about our products is,
Yeah.
you know how they use this word dose. How much the
Mhm.
dosage? We don't
Yeah.
ever use dosage with our
Right.
products because you're not putting in a concentration into your body. You're putting in this balanced amount of all the minerals. So let's say you go. It's getting hot, getting into summer, and you go on a ride or you go on a run or you do some work in the yard or whatever.
Yeah.
You guys don't work in the yard, do you?
oh, Matt does.
I
He
live
lives
in
in
the
the
yard.
You live in the yard,
lives
okay?
in the
See,
yard.
so you're
Literally.
sweating a lot.
Oh yeah.
Don't use any salt-based electrolytes. Just take an extra shot, like a
course.
full shot of
Okay.
electrolytes, and put it in your water bottle and use that.
Wow.
You'll feel amazing.
Oh
Is there a
my
certain time of the
gosh.
day to take it more than others, or what? With food, without food?
Yeah. You can take it anytime.
Perfect.
Now, there are some people who like to take the Fulvic, the electrolytes, in the morning because it enhances uptake of all the nutrients you eat, right?
I usually take mine in the morning.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
great.
just, that's what I do. Like I kind of
Totally
take
great.
it like when I eat breakfast. I just take it, because
Yeah.
usually like, my water cup is empty, so I'll fill it up and then I'll take that. And then I'll eat breakfast, with that, and then after when I
that's
have
a
all the
great
food in my
idea.
stomach, I'll take whatever vitamins I take. I'll take my Nutrifoil or whatever.
But if you're like a faster, and
I'm not a faster.
but if people are fasting,
I
they
fast
can
a
yeah.
lot.
So when you're fasting, your body still needs minerals because it's in this process of clearing everything out. So give yourself some more minerals when you're fasting because it won't
Mhm.
break your fast. But here's another thing that's really important
Okay.
about MicroBoost.
Okay.
You can use it to kill a hangover. Totally
Really?
kill a hangover.
Really?
So one time my kid, he was like 17. They went on like a 3-day, some big thing.
Trip.
And and I sent him with a bottle of MicroBoost. I said, when you feel crashed, use this. He came back in the house. They never do this. He and 6 of his friends came into the house and they're like hanging out in the kitchen. I'm like, this is interesting. And then
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, wow, okay. And one of them said, hey, do you have any of those bottles of that blue bottle? Because they all wanted. And I was like, yeah, come on in. And I
MicroBoost,
gave
baby.
I sent them home with bottles of MicroBoost.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
It'll also kill food poisoning.
Hmm.
So because it detoxes it,
Right, of
it'll
course.
take all those bad things.
That's
out.
really interesting. So it's like a flush too. It's like flushes
Mhm.
your body out.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the electrolytes is the humic is
The electrolyze is the Fulvic. The
Is the
green
Fulvic.
bottle is the Fulvic. It's light colored.
okay. Right.
So I always, and we kind of help people. We call it electrolyze, like electrolytes. Like if you were going to replenish your
Right.
electrolytes, you use that.
Electrolyze.
And
Okay.
the micro boost is about minerals and micronutrients.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's why you do a half an ounce of each together.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Like,
Perfect.
just to give you an example of how sensitive
I'm not
I am.
saying this, by the way, for everybody's benefit out there. It's literally just
Just
for
for
me.
you.
He wants to
But I'm
know.
glad we repeated it 12 times because a good message should be repeated 12 times so you guys understand it because I'm learning too. I mean, honestly, like this is not a game. Like when we talk about things here, we talk about them because we
It's
genuinely
authentic.
It's authentic.
believe
yeah.
this. Like you're on today because you really have something special that we are
Thank you.
utilizing, that we're seeing
Yeah.
the difference with. Otherwise, no, because that's
Okay.
not this show. You
I
know,
figure if your mom wants it, then
Yeah.
it's got to be good.
it's got to be good.
You got the mom approved
I
Yeah.
just
seal.
like put you guys out of the way. I
Yeah.
prefer not to
I
go
know,
direct.
I know. But to be, but that's right. And my mom was on that train where she was the supplement queen, right?
Mhm.
This thing. Oh, I gotta take more vitamin D,
yeah,
vitamin
yeah.
B, you know. And that's the thing. This is the natural beauty of Beam is that this is what you actually need, your body,
Yeah.
and it will not discard all like you said, 90% of all these other things we put in our
Oh,
body.
yeah.
Throw it
Do you know
on
that
urine, the body
I
doesn't
got
even-
was a little run down, and so I got one of those IVs, and I told them I was like, "Listen, I'm sensitive. Go easy." Do you know? She was like, "I've done this. No one's ever felt it." Do you know? I was literally within about 30 seconds, I started to taste it. I got sick. I had to rip it out. Vomited for like 30 minutes, and she was shocked. She was like, "I've never seen." I was like, "You don't understand. I'm sensitive.
I pissed my pants and forgot who I
especially
was
to
for 10
these-
minutes.
to just too much vitamins all at once." And so it makes so much sense what you're talking about the small little ecosystem I've gotten there, just flooding my whole system. I can't handle it.
Yeah.
My body doesn't handle that
Well,
stuff.
and also when you're in mineral deficiency, it's
Mm.
even worse because minerals are part of every biosynthesis process. Every single biosynthesis process in your body
Wow,
requires different minerals.
it's unreal.
So when you're low, then all this stuff hits your system, your body, instead of utilizing that vitamin B,
Right.
is like, what the heck am I going to do?
Yeah,
Because
it's
I
just-
don't have the other.
Unbelievable.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's been incredible for me, life changing. The products are amazing. They're really something special, you know.
Yes,
And I honestly, I would strongly suggest,
Yeah.
honestly,
that's
cut
why we're here
out-
today. We want to spread this to as many people as we can. Because
Absolutely.
it's been,
Guys.
it's been super cool.
yes,
Yeah. Having you on and talking to you today has been the best part about it because honestly, I'm so fascinated about this, especially the biology of things and the ecosystem of things. So
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking, you got my brain thinking this way. This is awesome. It's been
Well, now you're going to put on your garden.
yeah.
I'm telling you, if you want to
Wow.
watch the power of humic and fulvic and the terribleness of salt-based electrolytes,
Yeah.
mix up some salt-based electrolytes and put it on a
I'm
plant
doing
that you
this.
don't like
I'm
we
doing
We
this.
got to do this
for
as an
3
experiment.
or 4 days.
I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And you're going to see what happens. And then on another plant,
I'm gonna do.
put some humic and
I
fulvic on
I
it.
can't wait to
And
do
you're
this. I'm
gonna be
getting
like,
goosebumps.
"Whoa."
Yeah, I can't wait. Because in fact, right now I've got Andy knows this. He's like, what are those? I've got all these little seedlings lined up. They're baobabs.
He's growing baobabs.
I'm growing baobabs.
Matt'll give you the tour of his
Oh, yeah,
of
yeah,
his.
yeah. Okay.
But anyway, so I've
He's
got
a
a
real lady
whole bunch
killer.
of seedlings right now. So I can't wait to
Pots of
try this. This is
baobabs
awesome.
outside.
This is awesome.
I'm telling you, I'm very as a woman, I'm very excited about
Baobabs.
Yeah.
Baobabs, baby.
Mhm.
Baobabs.
Mhm.
All
What
right.
if we went a little like? What if we went?
We'll go out on a song. We'll wrap this. But everybody, this is legit stuff.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
health, especially now. Right.
Yeah, this
Simple.
is the foundation. Minerals
is
are the
it.
foundation. Start here
This is it.
Yes.
and work your way out from this,
is
point.
This is
It's
it.
basically what.
You guys spend your money like Karen was saying on calcium supplements and B12 and
Yeah.
D. Start with this.
One-stop
Start with
shop.
this. This is it. And it's so easy, guys. It's
Yeah.
amazing and it works.
Let me see.
So anyway, we'll go out on
Here
this.
we go. Beam. Oh, it's so supreme. Now just introduced to microboost. Electrolyzers changing lives. Oh, Beam.
Hey!
Oh, yeah. Oh, Beam. So supreme. Yeah. Now just introduce all the microboost. Oh, yeah. Electrolyzers changing lives. Oh, now, yeah. Beam.
So now
supreme.
So supreme.
There you go.
So supreme.
So supreme. Beam.
Wow, love it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
supreme.
beam.
There you go.
Oh, beam.
Changing lives
Changing
now.
lives.
Introduce
Changing lives.
the micro boost.
Micro boost,
Now
yeah.
beam.
So supreme.
Breathe.
So supreme, yeah.
And I introduce all the micro boosts now that electrolyze.
Changing lives, yeah, beam.
Being
Hey, everybody.
so supreme.
This has been a really great episode
It really
of the Brotherly
has.
Love Pod.
Carolyn, thank you so much for coming into the
Thank
studio
you so,
today.
so much.
Sharing your amazing product with us.
Yep.
Products with us. Go check it out, everybody.
And thank you for creating
Yes,
the project because
yes,
this
yes.
is awesome, man.
Thank you
for
so
helping
much.
spread
Thank
the
you
word.
so much. Everybody have a blessed weekend.
Yep.
We'll see you right here next time on the Brotherly Love Pod. Check it out, okay?
Thank you.
Pod to pod, everybody. Beam, it is a life-changing supplement. It really is.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Brotherly Love Pod.
Please like and subscribe on our YouTube.
And check out our online merch store. You can find the link in our show description.
And we will see you
Next week.